Welcome to week 11 of Basic AF, talking about your offer without it feeling gross. The real reason talking about your offer feels uncomfortable, it's not because selling is inherently gross, it's because most of the models we've been shown for how to do it are. The models that we've absorbed, the elevator pitch, the 30-second sell, the hook, pain point, solution, CTA, all delivered to anyone who asks how you are. Performing a script feels fake. Feeling fake feels gross. So we either avoid it entirely or barrel through and feel terrible afterwards. You don't need that script. You need a few honest sentences said clearly in your own words that you can adapt depending on the context. The goal is not to sell in every conversation. The goal is to be clear enough that when the right person is in front of you, they understand what you do. When they're not the right person, they can still refer you to somebody who is. Clarity is the whole game, not persuasion, not performance, just clarity. The 3 ways that people get this wrong. All 3 failure modes come from the same place, not having decided what to say in advance. The fix is pretty much the same for all 3, whether you're waiting for the perfect moment, stuck in the mumble, or suffer from word vomit. The fix is the same. Decide in advance what you'll say it clearly, and then stop. Let's dive into these one at a time. Waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment exists. You second guess it, and then it's gone. Someone posts about the problem you solve. You draft a reply, delete it, draft it again, decide it's too salesy, close the tab, and the post gets buried. Someone else gets that lead. What you're dealing with is the discomfort, which is internal. The other person is just listening. There is no wrongness to this. You're just there, being human, talking about your work. So how do you fix this? Decide in advance when you'll mention it, and then follow through. When somebody asks what you do, say what you do, the actual thing, not a vague version. When somebody posts about a problem you solve, you respond, not with a pitch, with a genuine reply that makes it clear that you work in this space. You don't wait for perfect. You practice doing it imperfectly until it stops feeling like such a big deal. The mumble. I make candles. It's just a side thing, really. What's really happening? Preemptive self-deprecation, softening the offer before anyone has a chance to react, and protecting yourself from a rejection that hasn't happened yet. What it's costing you is that the person you're now talking to has no useful information and a vague impression that you don't believe in what you do. The fix for this one, say it plainly, once, and stop. I help small businesses sort out their internal systems, the kind where everyone's using different tools and nothing works together. No qualifiers, no apologies, one clear sentence. Then let there be a pause. If they're interested, they'll ask a question. If they're not, the conversation moves on. Neither of these is a disaster. And finally, the word vomit. Someone asks you that follow-up question, and you take it as permission to explain everything. One question triggers the whole offer, the process, the pricing, the testimonials, the backstory of when you started and why, the thing that happened in 2019 that made you realize that this was your calling. What's actually happening here is nervousness filling the silence. Talking because stopping feels more frightening than continuing. The brain interprets the pause as danger, so it just keeps going. What it's costing you is the person asked you one question. They now have more information than they wanted, delivered faster than they could process it, and you've lost them. Fixing it? Easy. Answer the question they asked, not the 5 questions they might ask you next. Say enough to be clear, and then stop. If they want more, they'll ask you. Let them lead the conversation. So what should you say? Using the 3-element formula, whether spoken or written, talking about your offer clearly comes down to 3 elements. 1 sentence each. That's the whole formula. Who it's for, what problem it solves, and what is different afterwards. Put your 3 elements together and it sounds like a human being talking, not a LinkedIn about section. I help small businesses, usually teams of 3 to 10, sort out their internal systems. Most of my clients come to me when everyone on the team is using something different and nothing quite talks to anything else. By the time we're done, they've got a system that actually works and nobody's maintaining 4 versions of the same spreadsheet anymore. What happens next? If they need it, they'll ask a follow-up question. If they don't, they now know exactly what you do and who to send your way. Either outcome is fine. Say it, pause, let them respond. Don't fill that pause. The pause is doing work. This can be used across all business types, whether it's product, service, or digital. Using the formula in writing, the same 3 elements work, but writing gives you time to edit before you send. Use that time well. When someone posts about a problem you solve, answer the question first, genuinely, with useful information. Then, if it's relevant, this is actually the kind of thing that I help businesses with. Happy to have a conversation if it'd be useful. The answer comes first, the mention comes after. When writing a bio or profile line, you just need 1 sentence. Who you help, what problem you solve, not your career history, not a list of services, just I help small businesses sort out their internal systems and tools, with a link. And when you're posting in a community, being consistently useful builds more trust than any number of, by the way, I offer this kind of comments. The offer mention is occasional and contextual. Don't make it a footer on everything you write. What does this look like in practice? The right people will self-select. The wrong people will refer you to the right people. Neither requires a performance. When you're speaking to someone who asks what you do, 3 sentences. Who, problem, after. Then pause. When you're speaking to someone who is posting about the problem you solve, answer genuinely first. 1 line mentioning you work in this space and offer to chat. When you're writing a bio or profile, 1 sentence. Who you help, what you solve, link to find out more. And writing community posts, be useful. Mention your offer only when directly relevant, once per thread at most. What you're not doing is waiting for that perfect moment, softening it until it's meaningless, explaining everything unprompted, or adding a sales mention to every single thing you write. An honest, clear description of what you do and who it's for, that's it. That's the whole thing. This week's task has 2 parts to it. That's all. No optimizing, no perfecting, just writing and using. Write your 3 sentences. Who it's for, what problem it solves, what's different after. In plain English. Like you're explaining it to a friend who genuinely wants to understand what you do. Write a few versions and keep the one that sounds the most like you. Store it somewhere you can find it later. And then 2, use them. Just once. In a conversation, a community reply, a bio update, somewhere real. Not perfectly, not in the ideal context, just use it once. There's a worksheet that walks you through writing and testing your 3 sentences across spoken and written contexts with a sense check for each element. You can get that by downloading the worksheet after you've joined the BBS community. Link is in the description below. Next week, your first sale. The mechanics of getting from I'm keen to actually paid.